Social grace is social grace. And you call them out on it because you know what? If you don't, they're going to keep stepping on you. I see it in oil and gas. I see it in energy and utility. I see it in most sectors. And you know what? It's like when you're teaching, I'm going to use this as an example because we're women. So I know not everyone may have children, but when your children make a mistake, it's okay to let them fail because we want them to learn the lesson. But what do you teach them from when they're little people? You give them a value system. You teach them your core beliefs. You teach them manners. That doesn't ever expire as you age. And to use your example, that gentleman has probably never been validated in his life. And the people that talk a lot in meetings and are verbose and they have to have the limelight or they're rude to other people, that is their verbal expression to say, can somebody please notice me? I'm so great. Can somebody please just notice me? And it's like a child. They will give you negative behavior because it's the psychology of behavior. It's ABC. You have an antecedent, and then you get the behavior, and then you get the consequence. So what you want to do is you already know the antecedent with this gentleman. You know the behavior that he exudes, but you, as a heart-centered leader with emotional intelligence in your toolkit, you can control the consequence. That's your superpower. I don't care if you say it 20 times. George, would you stop interrupting me, please, and give me the grace and respect that I give you? I'm here. I have something to say. I am on this team. I'm value adding. And you step into that. Because if you don't, they're going to keep doing it. I see it every day. And why? And again, why not you? Why not you? Right? If you let the intimidation continue, your fear will never subside. And fear has many acronyms. And for me, it's forget everything and rock. Forget the Georges. And you know what? Sometimes you got to put up your hand. Could you please stop interrupting me? I did not get to finish. And if there's a facilitator, they should be stepping in and saying, could you please let her finish? And if they don't, that's just rude. Social grace and respect are just that. You give people time to talk and to share their ideas. That's team collaboration. That's where greatness is born, and it's also a great demonstration of leadership. So what's your reservation with this person? Is this a on-repeat thing for you? So, self-awareness. This is one of my favorite models from IFS Bear. And I can tell you, post-pandemic and coaching in 6 countries, the number one problem I'm seeing as an executive and leadership coach, we have a huge trust problem on a global level. And I see it in every sector. I'm seeing it from the management level right up to C-suite. I'm seeing it on a shop floor. We got to regain our trust. So when we look at that self-awareness, this is part of your HEQ toolkit when you're in that meeting with that gentleman. Calm, clarity, curiosity, tell me more, compassion, confidence, because you're on that diet today. You're losing the weight of the George's opinions or the Susans or whoever it is for you. Be creative and the connectedness that you want in any meeting, whether it's one-to-one or one-to-many. It's crucial. So here's the fun part. I want to share with you the 8 pillars of trust, and they also start with C. So David Horsiger wrote a book called The Trust Edge. He's out of Minnesota. He did his dissertation on trust, culturally and organizational management. And here's the 8 pillars of trust. Clarity. We can't move on in any business decision without clarity. Compassion. Sharing your competency. When someone says to you, tell me more, step into that competency. You made an observation. You're committed. You're connected. And you're giving a contribution. And on the end of the day, be consistent. Be consistent with the George. Be consistent with your intellect. Be consistent with your emotional intelligence. Be consistent as a leader. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect all the time because there's no such thing. I would rather have you be an imperfect boss who I had amazing trust and rapport with, and I can approach you with anything, good, bad, or indifferent, because every idea can go somewhere if you have the right leader bringing it out of you. Anybody disagree with that statement? I have a good idea and I just adore you as my boss and you model and exude a leader that I want to aspire to be, I'm going to come to you with all my crazy ideas because I trust you and I have rapport and I feel safe. And one of my ideas just might be a great idea one day. So you got to keep trying and don't get caught up in the emotional intelligence or the lack thereof. So this is the EQI model and it's from 1997. And you'll see there's different categories. So emotional intelligence is the hub, okay? And around it, you have flexibility, stress tolerance, optimism, self-regard, self-actualization, emotional self-awareness. Over here, emotional expression, assertiveness, independence, interpersonal relationships, empathy, social responsibility, and problem solving, reality testing, impulse control. So there's 3 characteristics or behavior within stress management, self-perception, self-expression, interpersonal, and decision-making. And then you look at the behavior on the outside of the wheel, which is emotional and social functioning, well-being, performance, and they all go together.